A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And welcome to week 11 Monday's class. I hope that you're doing all well. Let's start with our dua. Let's have a student to the mic for that.
Can G1 339 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1 339.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well and jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with Tauz. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Very beautifully recited. Okay, if you could follow me. Rabbish rahli
Rabbish rahli
sadri
sadari
wayassirli
wayassirli
amri.
amri.
Could you read the translation, please?
Yes. Lord, expand my mind and make my task easy for me. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, that was very nicely recited, and this can be found in Surah Taha in verse 26 to 27. Jazakumullah. Let's go through the etiquettes of our class. So you should be thinking that you should be actually following the etiquettes of the mosque. So you should be having done your wuzu. You should be wearing clean clothes, and you should be your head should be covered. It would be nice if you could sit in a quiet place, so in case you are called to mic, we can hear you properly, and if a grown-up could be present for supervision. Make sure you are signed in with the correct ID, otherwise you will be placed in the waiting room within a few minutes, and you may not be called on mic. Jazakumullah. So let's go through what we are going to do today. Today we will be learning assimilation, which is also called Idgham Kamil, okay, and this is in page 83 to 84, and we will be practicing exercise 20.1, and in the second part of our class we will be reciting, inshallah, Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, now let's start then. Just one second. Okay, right. So we will be learning about Idgham Kamil, as I said, which is called assimilation. Let me just go through the text, and then I will explain as I go along. So Idgham, there are more than one type of Idgham. Idgham means to merge and assimilate. Many words of the Holy Quran carry a quiescent letter between a mutaharrik letter and a mushaddid letter. Okay, so let me just explain what that means. So quiescent letter meaning a sakin letter, meaning a letter, for example, the noon here having a sukoon sign. Okay, so there is a quiescent letter in between the mutaharrik letter and the mushaddad letter. So it's sandwiched between these two. Mutaharrik meaning it has got a fatha kasra or zamma. Okay, this one has got a kasra. So the noon is in the middle of a mutaharrik letter and a mushaddad letter. Okay, so that's what it means. That's what the verse just meant. So these letters are assimilated in accordance with the rules of recitation. At present, it is important to know that there are two broad categories of idgham. So there are two types of idgham. There is Idgham Kamil, which we will be learning today, complete assimilation, which means a quiescent letter is ignored and omitted, while in the second category, so in the Idgham Kamil, the quiescent letter, meaning this noon will be ignored. We won't be reading this noon. Okay, so in the other category, which we won't be doing today, it is called idgham naqis, partial assimilation. The sound of the quiescent letter, i.e. nasal sound, is pronounced to some extent. So the nasal sound will be pronounced a little bit, okay? But you will be learning that in a different class, probably tomorrow. So today, let's learn about idgham kamil then. So if lam or ra mushaddad, for example, here we have lam mushaddad, meaning lam carrying a shadda, or a ra mushaddad, meaning ra carrying a shadda, appears after noon sakin or tanween. This is a noon sakin here, meaning noon carrying a sukoon sign. So here, lam mushaddad appears after a noon sakin, and here lam mushaddad appears after a tanween. Tanween means two of the there is two kasras, fatas, or zammas. Okay, in this case we have zammas here. Okay, so appears after a noon sakin or tanween, no nasal sound will be assimilated into the next letter. Okay, only one stroke of tanween will be used in assimilation. So let's go, for example, to over this example. We have a lam mushaddad, and before the lam mushaddad we have noon sakin. Now the rule says we won't be reading the noon, so we will just be joining the meme to the lam. Okay, milla, milla, and with the tanween, there are two zammas here, but we will just be reading the one zamma. Okay, so because there is lam mushaddad before the tanween, so rulla, we will be ignoring the other zamma here. So we will just be thinking it of it not as the tanween. We will just be thinking it of as ra mudammam, so ra carrying a dhamma sign. Okay, so let's go through a few of the examples, and then we can have a student to the mic and practice. Okay, so the first one, and you can see here how it is written without the noon sakin. So we will just be joining the meme to the la, milla, because la mushaddad appears after a noon sakin. Okay, donka, milla donka. Now here we have la mushaddad after a tanween. Okay, ra carries a tanween. So this part we will read it as rulla, rulla. Khayrul lakum, khayrul lakum. Now this rule is not just for la mushaddad, it is also for ra mushaddad. So whenever there is la mushaddad or a ra mushaddad, the first thing we should be looking for is there a noon sakin or a tanween letter before? Okay, so here we have a ra mushaddad and we can see a noon sakin. So we have to ignore the noon sakin here. Again, mirra, mirrabbihim, mirrabbihim. Now here again we have ra mushaddad, and before the ra mushaddad we have the fa carrying a tanween. Okay, so the rule comes, the rule says that we should only be reading the one zamma. We should be ignoring the other zamma. So furra, ra'ufur rahimun, ra'ufur rahimun. Okay, let's have a student to the mic.
Can G1 363 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum, G1 365. 265.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm very well, alhamdulillah, and jazakumullah for asking. Shall we start with thousand tasmiya? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
All right. So, do you know about the rule today? Do you understand the rule? If there is a la mushaddad and there is a noon sakin before that, just like here, what should we be doing? Yes, it is a bit confusing. Yeah.
Do not read the letter which has the sakun.
Well done. So if it's actually normally the noon always, okay? So do not read the noon sakin, okay? Just ignore this one and then just join the meme with the lam. You did understand the rule, today's rule. Very well done. Okay. So let's go through it then. Milla.
Milla.
Donka.
Dunka.
Milla donka.
Milla dunka.
Okay, so which letter, which other letter is there except the la mushaddad to which the rule applies? So there is this la mushaddad and there is one more letter which we have to make sure if there is a noon sakin or a tanween before and then apply the rule. See this example here.
Rabbihim.
Well done, you read it correctly. So it's the ra, isn't it? So there is ra mushaddad. So if there is la mushaddad and the ra mushaddad, then you should be checking if there is a noon sakin or a tanween before. And then if there is, then you should be ignoring the noon or the just be reading one of the strokes. Well done. Let's read this example. Here we have la mushaddad, and then the first thing we should be checking, is there a noon sakin? No, there isn't. Is there a tanween letter? Yes. So there is ra carrying the tanween here. And what do we do? Do we read the tanween? Do we not read the tanween? What do we do?
No.
Yeah, we won't read the tanween, but because it's we will just be reading the one zamma here. Okay. Rulla.
Rulla.
Khayrulla.
Khayrulla.
Khayrullakum.
Khayrullakum.
Very nice. Now here we have ra mushaddad, and then what do we check? The first thing is there a noon sakin before that? Yes, there is. So
yes.
What do we do now? Which two letters do we combine?
The ra and the ba.
Yes, we do combine the ra to the ba, but before the ra, which letter do we combine the ra to?
The meme.
The meme. Well done. So the ra is also combined to the ba. Well done. But before the ra, we have to combine the meme to the ra, ignoring the noon. Okay. Mir-rabbi.
Mir-rabbi.
Mir-rabbihim.
Mir-rabbihim.
Well done. Now here we have ra mushaddad again. What should we be checking?
The ra.
Yes, so there is a shadda on the ra. We should be finding out if there is a noon sakin before the ra. No, there isn't. The second thing we should be finding out is there a tanween letter. Yes, fa carries a tanween. So we will be ignoring we will just be reading the one dhamma. Okay, so not the second. We won't be doing the nasal sound. Okay, furra.
Furra.
Very nice. Ra'u furra.
Ra'u furra.
Himun.
Himun.
Ra'ufur rahimun.
Ra'ufur rahimun.
Very nicely recited. Jazakumullah and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, let's have another student to the mic now.
Can G1363 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1363. Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Let's start with thousand tasmiyah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Very nice. Okay, so we will be doing this example for now. Here we have la mushaddad, and we should be finding out if there is a noon sakin or a tanween before the la mushaddad. What do you think? Is there a noon sakin or a tanween?
Noon sakin.
Noon sakin, well done. So what do? Do we read the noon sakin? Do we ignore the noon sakin?
Ignore the noon sakin.
Well done. You have understood today's rule. Well done. So Allah.
Allah.
Very nice. So why do we prolong the lam for 2 seconds? We just prolonged it. Do you know why we've done it? What's this thing here after the lam? Do you know what it is?
Alif Matiya.
Well done. So there is an alif maddiya here, which means the letter before that has to be prolonged for 2 seconds. Well done. Very nice. Just wanted to recap the rule a bit as well. Now here, this bit here, we have a la mushaddad. So we should be checking, is there a noon sakin or a tanween before the la mushaddad? Which one is it?
Tanween.
Tanween. Well done. So the ra carries tanween. So what we do is we just read the one fatha. We don't read the other fatha because that way we will be doing the nasal sound, but we don't want to do the nasal sound. We will just read it as ra. Okay. Now joining on to the la mushaddad, rolla.
Volla.
Very nice. Rolla.
Musifa walladallu.
That's a very nice try. Let's try again. Musfa rolla.
La walladallu. Zallu.
Very nice. Okay. Musfa rolla.
Musifa walla.
Very nice. Zallu.
Zallu.
Very nice. So why did we prolong the lu for 2 seconds now?
Vaumadia.
Wow, Madhya, very nice. You know all your rules. Well done. So there is a wow sakin after a letter carrying a zamma, which is a wow madhya, which means this letter has to prolong for 2 seconds. Well done. Jazakumullah G1363. You recited it really nicely, mashallah, and you knew all your rules. Well done. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, let's have another student to the mic.
Can G1409 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1409. Assalamu alaikum G1409. Okay, maybe a different student.
Can G1416 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, maybe move on.
Can G1433 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1432. G1432, Assalamu alaikum. Right, let's move on.
Can G1485 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum, G1485. Assalamu alaikum, G1485.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, alhamdulillah, and jazakumullah for asking. And let's start with thousand tasmiya. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Very nice. Okay, so here we have a ra mushaddad. So whenever there is ra mushaddad or la mushaddad, we should be checking if there is a noon sakin before or a tanween before the ra. Okay, so which one is it? Is it noon sakin or is it tanween?
Noon sakin.
Noon sakin. Well done. Noon carrying a schoon sign. So what do we do? Do we read the noon? Do we ignore the noon?
We read it.
Because in this rule we don't really read it because we have to we can't read the noon sound, the nasal sound, because there is the ra shadda mashaddad and the la mashaddad. So just with these two words, these two letters, okay, ra mushaddad and la mushaddad, we don't read the noon sakin. So what we do is meme here with the kasra, we join this meme to the ra. Okay, so it completely ignore this part. Okay, mirror.
Mirror.
Very nice. Mirrohillahi.
Mirrohillahi.
Very nicely recited. So just to go over some of the rules, we have the fatha ishbaya here, which means we prolong it for how long?
We prolong it for 3 seconds.
You're really close. We had something which we prolonged for 3 seconds. I know it is a bit confusing, but this one is for 2 seconds. Okay, so this one is 2 seconds. We had madde saghir, which was a hyphen. Let me see if I can find a madde saghir here. No, I can't find a madde saghir. Oh, actually we have a madde kabir, which is the extra long one, but I can't find a madde saghir. But it's similar to this one, a bit smaller, a bit thinner, and that one is prolonged for about 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, but this one, the fatha ishbaya or the kasra ishbaya or the zamma ishbaya, which are also called vertical fatha, kasra or zammas, are only for 2 seconds. Okay, well done. Now let's carry on to the next word here. Example here, we have the ra mushaddad, and with the ra mushaddad and the la mushaddad, we have to check if there is a noon sakin or a tanween before it. Okay, and if there is, we don't read it. Now here, which one do we have? A noon sakin or a tanween?
A tanween.
Tanween, well done. So there are 2 kasras here. What we will be doing, we'll just be reading 1 kasra. Okay, just not ignoring the, just now ignoring the kasra. Okay, Rabbirra.
Rabbirra.
Himya.
Himya.
Very nice. Rabbirrahimya.
Rabbirrahimya.
Very nice. I could hear the ha sound from your throat. That was really nicely done. Jazakumullah G1485. Very nicely read, mashallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, let's have another student to the mic now.
Can G1572 please unmute themselves?
G1572. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well and jazakumullah for asking. Now let's start vowels and tasmiyah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Very nicely recited. Okay, let's just start with this example now. We have la mushaddad, and before the la mushaddad we have a noon sakin. So what do we do?
So you don't pronounce the noon. You just go like Allah
Very nice. Yes, very nice. You're right. We just ignore the noon and we just join the alif to the lam. Let's read it again. Allah wis taqamu.
Aqamu.
Allah wis taqamu. Very nice. Just remember to prolong the move for 2 seconds because we have vaw madiyya here as well. Right, let's carry on to the next example. Here we have la mushaddad, and we have to check before the la mushaddad, is there a noon sakin or a tanween? Is there a noon sakin or tanween? Tanween, can you see? Which one is it? There is a tanween, well done. So we'll just be reading the one kasra here. Rillu. Very nice. Bahrilujjiyin.
Okay. Bariluddiin.
Very nice. So I know it is a lot of letters to be combined, so it can be a bit difficult. Let's try again. Bahrilujjiyin.
Bariluddiin.
Very nice. Okay.
When
Sorry?
just a little heads up. When I read the Quran, there were some letters. There was more letters that were joined together. It was really hard for me to pronounce. I kept on mixing it up.
I know. You can find a few examples in the Holy Quran where you have to combine many letters together. But it is fun reading them because it is a good practice as well. Well done.
Especially in the end when I finished my Quran, I was like, oh yeah, it's actually a bit fun.
MashaAllah, that's very nice. Jazakumullah G1 572. That was really nicely recited, MashaAllah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Let's carry on to the next student now.
And G1 433, please unmute themselves.
Assalamu alaikum G1 433.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm fine. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well and jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with thousand tasmiyah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
That was very nicely recited. Well done. So we will be doing this example for now. We have ra mushaddad here and we should be checking if there is a noon sakin or tanween before. Which one is it?
It's the noon.
Noon sakin. Well done. So we will be ignoring the noon sakin and just joining the meme to the ra. Marra.
Marra.
Famarrabbu.
Famarrabbu.
Kuma.
Kuma.
Famarrabbukuma.
Famarabbukuma.
Very nice. And now here we have the ra mushaddad. And which one do we have before the ra mushaddad? Is it noon sakin or tanween?
The noon sakin?
Noon sakin looks like this.
Tanween.
Tanween, well done. So noon sakin is a noon which carries this sign, which is a sukoon sign. Okay. And tanween is always 2 fathahs, 2 kasras, or 2 zammas. So fathahs, kasras, and 2 zammas. Okay. Now with the tanween, we will just be reading the 1, not the 2. Okay. Barra.
Barra.
Very nice. شهاب الر
شهاب الرا
صدا.
شهاب الرصد.
Very nice. شهاب الرصد.
شهاب الرصد.
Very nice. That was really nicely recited. G1 433. Jazakumullah and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay. Now for the next part of our class, we will be reciting Surah Fatiha, inshallah. Okay. So Surah Fatiha, a bit of background. In the Holy Quran, there are 30 parts. Okay. And Surah Fatiha is the opening part. Okay, Fatiha means opening. So Surah Fatiha is the first part of the Holy Quran. And in the Holy Quran also, just to for your information, there are 114 chapters. Okay, so Surah Fatiha is actually the opening chapter, not the part. Okay, there are 30 parts and 140 chapters. So Surah Fatiha is the first chapter. Okay, now in the Holy Quran, sorry about that. In the Holy Quran, there are 6,348 verses. Okay, so one verse, I will show you in a minute what one verse looks like. Okay, so there are 6,348 verses. If you just bear with me 1 second. Right. Now, how many rukus are there? There are 558 rukus, okay, in the Holy Quran. And let me just now tell you which one of the Holy Quran, the Surah Fatiha is. As I said, it's the opening one. It's the first chapter. It's the first part. It's in the first part and it's in the first chapter. So it has 7 verses, okay, and it has got 1 ruku, and the order of revelation, it was the 5th order of revelation. Okay, so it was revealed in the 5th place. Okay, and here it says Surah Al-Fatiha and Meccan. This means it was revealed in Mecca when the Holy Prophet ﷺ was still in Mecca. He had not migrated to Medina yet. Okay, now here we have I was going to show you what one verse looks like. I'm sure all of you have seen this bit. This means this is the end of a verse. So in Surah Fatiha, this would be the first, the beginning of a verse, and this is the end of the verse. Similarly, this is the beginning of a verse, and this is the end of the first verse. Okay, so this is this indicates the end of a verse. So whenever you see this kind of thing, it's the end of the ayat. Okay, just here again and here again. Okay, now I will be reading out Surah Fatiha, and then a student can follow me. If I may have a student to the mic.
In G1487, please unmute themselves.
Assalamu alaikum, G1487.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, alhamdulillah, and jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with 1000 tasmiyah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Very nice. So Bismillahir rahmanir rahim is the first verse, which you have recited already. We will be starting with the second verse. If you could follow me. Alhamdu lillahi rabbil alameen.
Rabbil Alameen.
Very nice. So in this verse, we have the fatha ishbaya, the vertical fatha, which is prolonged for 2 seconds here and here again. Okay, now this is just wanted to go through these examples, sorry, the rules. And the ha, make sure to read it from the middle of your throat. Okay, now let's do one more verse. Ar-Rahman,
Ar-Rahman,
Nir-Rahim,
Nir-Rahim,
Ar-Rahman, Nir-Rahim.
Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim.
Very nice. Try to read the ha from the middle of your throat. Okay, ha.
Ha.
Very nice. I could hear it now. If you practice a few times, you will inshallah read it correctly. Jazakumullah G1 487.
Jazakallah.
Let's have another student to the mic.
Can G1 491 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1 491. Assalamu alaikum G1 491. Okay, let's move on.
Can G1 502 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1 502. G1 502. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with thousand tasmiyah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Very nice. Okay, now let's start from here. Maliki yawmiddin.
مالك يوم الدين.
Very nice. So again, we have the fatha ishbaya here, which we prolong for 2 seconds. We have to make sure we do that. And here we have yaleen, which we learned a few weeks ago. Yaleen means sorry, vowleen. I apologize. It's vowleen. So if there is a vowel sakin and there is a letter carrying a fatha, we will be joining it and prolonging it for about 2 seconds. Okay, and now here we have the ya madya, which we prolong for 2 seconds as well. Okay, so let's carry on to the next verse. Iyyaka na'budu
إياك نعبد
wa iyyaka nasta'in.
إياك نستعين
Remember to read the wa as well. Wa iyyaka nasta'in.
وإياك نستعين.
Very nice. Let's read it all together. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
Very nice. That was really nicely read. Now I can, in this verse, I can see 2 alif madyas. Can you tell me where there are?
So after the meme and after the alif.
Yes, so this is the alif madya here, because there is an alif here. We prolong the ya for 2 seconds, and again there was an alif here and we prolong the ya for 2 seconds. This is the alif madya. Well done. Now this is the ya madya here, which, and that's why we prolong the I for 2 seconds. Ain. Yes. And in this case we can prolong it for longer, but you will be learning that at a later stage. Jazakumullah G1502. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, let's have another student to the mic.
Can G1532 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1532.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well and Jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with thousand tasniya. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
A'udhu billahi shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Very nice. We will be starting from this verse here. Ihdina siro.
Istina siratal.
Ihdina siro.
E.
Let's split it up, okay? Ihdi,
Ihdi.
ihdi,
Isdi.
nasi,
Nasi.
rotol.
Watal.
Very nice. Mustaqim.
Mustaqim.
Very nice. Now, qaf and the sod are special type of letters. Which ones are they? They are thick letters. Okay. So with the qaf, we read it with our from the middle of the throat as well. And if there would be a fatha, we would be reading it with our mouth rounded. Well done. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go through this verse again. Okay. Ihdina si
Istina siratal.
rotol.
Watal.
Very nice. Mustaqim.
Mustaqim.
Very nice. The ta again, sorry, forgot the ta. This is a thick letter as well, and we normally read it with our mouth rounded. Ta. Okay. Let's carry on to the next verse. Siratal
Siratallah.
ladhina
Rina.
an'amta alayhim.
And anta alayhim.
Very nice. Try to read the ain from your throat. Amta
Anta
alay.
alay.
Practice a bit the ain to read it from your throat. It's a bit difficult, but if you practice, you'll inshallah be reading it correctly. Okay,
Oh,
that's it. That was a lot better. Well done. Ghayril
Ghayril
maghdubi
Maghzubi
alayhim
alayhim
waladdallin.
Waladdallin.
Very nicely recited. So with the zo here or do, there is a madde kabir, the extra long stretch. We learned that last week. So this means we have to prolong it for 4 to 6 seconds. We have to make it extra long. Okay. Ladallin.
Mad
Loddo.
ladda
Yes, and make it really long. Ladallin.
laddallin.
Very nice. So once you've made the do long, you have to try to join to the lam by pressing on it. Okay, make sure we have to join it to the lam because there is a shadda here. Okay, it's lam shaddad. Waladdallin.
Waladdallin.
That was better. We have to practice doing the do a bit longer though. Well done. And Jazakumullah G1 532. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, let's have another student to the mic.
Can G1579 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1 571.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well and Jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with thousand tasniya. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Very nice. So the first verse is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Okay. Alhamdulillahi
Alhamdulillahi
Rabbil Alameen.
Rabbil Alameen.
Very nice. I could hear the ayn. Well done. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Very nice. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim.
Ar-Rahmanir Rahim.
Very nice. Let's do one more verse. Maliki Yawmiddin.
Maliki Yawmiddin.
Very nicely recited. Can you tell me why I prolonged the meme for 2 seconds?
Because it has a potash bio on top of it.
Well done. That was really nicely acknowledged. Okay. And why did we prolong the D for 2 seconds?
Because there's a ya.
There is a ya which carries a
Sakin.
sakin. Ya sakin. Well done. This is a ya. The rule is called ya madya. Well done. Very nicely spotted. Jazakumullah G1571. That was really nicely recited. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Let's have a student to the mic, please. Another student to the mic.
And G1596, please unmute themselves.
Assalamu alaikum G1596.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, alhamdulillah, and jazakumullah for asking. Start with 1000 tasmiyah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Very nicely recited. We will be starting from this verse here, verse 5. إياك نعبد
إياك نعبد
وإياك نستعين.
وإياك نستعين.
Very nice. So make sure we have to prolong the ya for how long? Can you tell me how long?
2 seconds.
2 seconds, because there is an alif madya here. And this similarly, this ya as well. Let's try to read it all together, this verse. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
Very nice. Make sure to do the ya a tiny little bit longer, okay? Iya. Very nice. Iyaka. That's it. That was proper. Well done. Now, Iyaka nasta'in.
Iyyaka nasta'in.
Well done. That was the right amount of prolongation. Let's carry on to the next verse. Ihdina siratal
Ihdina siratal
mustaqim.
mustaqim. Mustaqim.
Well done. Let's try to read the whole verse in one go. Ihdina siratal mustaqim.
Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Mustaqim.
Very nice. So remember, there is a meme at the end here. Okay. we have to read the meme at the end. I know it's sometimes a bit confusing with the sounds, but remember to read the meme, okay? Well done. Jazakumullah G1596. That was really nicely recited. MashaAllah. Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah.
Hafiz. Okay, because we are nearing to the end of our class, I will just be recapping what we did today, and then we can have a student to the mic for the end dua. Okay, so today we did a simulation and we did idgham kamil, okay, which means if you see a la mushaddad or a ra mushaddad, just like these two here, you have to check before that, is there a nun sakin or is there a tanween? Okay, nun sakin, tanween. If there is, then what you do, you don't read the nun sakin, you ignore the nun sakin, and with the tanween you just read the one stroke. Okay, for example here the zamma, you just read the one zamma, not the second one. Okay, this is what we did today, and we also recited Surah Fatiha today. We learned about Surah Fatiha, that it is the opening chapter, it is the first chapter, and it is in the first part of the Holy Quran, and it is in the very beginning. Okay, it has 7 verses, and it has 1 ruku, and it has the order of revelation is 5. Okay, now let me see if I can quickly show you what ruku means. It's not here, but probably at home you can ask your parent what a ruku is, and you can find out how many rukus there are. Actually, there are 558 rukus in the Holy Quran. Okay, now let's see what our homework for today is. So the homework is exactly what we did today. It is a simulation, and you should be practicing exercise 20.1, which is on page 83. Let me show you. This is what we did today, exercise 20.1, and this is what you should be practicing for today for your homework. Right, let's do the end dua. If I could have a student to the mic, please.
Can G1642 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum G1642.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well, and jazakumullah for asking. Let's start with 1000 tasniya. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Very nice. Waj'alhu
Waj'alhu
li imaman wa
imaman wa
nuran wa
nuran wa
hudan wa
hudan wa
rahmatan.
rahmatan.
Very nice. Can you read the translation for me, please?
Okay. And make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Well done. Jazakumullah G1642. That was really nicely recited, mashallah. Allah Hafiz.
Hello.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our class. Jazakumullah for joining us today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.